to clarify the direction so that he stops typing silly stuff. He's thinking you think the stuff that you're talking about that you don't think is true.
And he not listening then. All
The
I'm
Mayans,
saying is, go ahead.
the Mayans had a great civilization. Nobody's arguing about that. Like he's just, I guess he's really not hearing what you're saying.
But he tried to say that the Mayan civilization was greater than Egypt, bro. 90% of the museums in the world are filled up with Egyptian artifacts. Egypt has more artifacts in all the museums than any other civilization. What the fuck you talking about?
This guy, he's not understanding. Egypt is African. What are y'all talking about? That's what we're talking about. That's a king. We're saying what you're saying pretty much. You keep saying different stuff that Susan doesn't agree with, but it starts with Egypt is in Africa. That's what we're talking about. And one dude saying this, and he's addressing what the dude has said. You're arguing points that aren't being made right now. Okay, you just can't hear, King. I came up so I can clarify for you, but I don't think you can hear. We know Egypt has nothing to do with the Mayans. That's the argument. That's what we're saying. We know everything you're
He
saying.
brought the Mayans up first. I don't get it. The dude is all over the place, man.
I tried to clarify it, but I guess people just don't hear. That's all I came up to do. Continue.
Yeah, like, I don't have a problem with the indigenous people that are the black people that are indigenous. But if y'all gonna sit here, because I only seen one person do it, but if all y'all in agreement with this man that's pushing this agenda, then all y'all can get the smoke too. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can get off this app, or we can go to Bigo, and we all can get it in. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with nothing he's saying when it comes to Egypt. Now he might have some cool little points on other stuff. I'm not knocking that. Because I think he might have something with the Utah and the Ptah. I think there's something there. But I'm not going to just jump ship and move Egypt from one place to another place, and you ain't giving me that much information to go on.
That seems to be a problem now. It is like you get popular by just saying the most outlandish stuff, and then if somebody has question about your claims, then instead of giving answers, they just get upset. So that's another belief system.
I let everybody on my platform. We be up here arguing till the cows come home, and then Mo has to step in and try to get order. That's what always happens. He's like, no, let him. He be like, just let him soon, let him get it out. Let him. He just keep rumbling, so no one can get their information out. He just wants to get all his talking points out because he don't want us to challenge. And go, it don't matter what dude we bring up here. That always happens. The dude has to overtalk everybody to get his information out. Then they go to the insults. Then they get man, but you're laughing at me. I laugh at everybody that come up here. My friends be up here and they say stuff and I laugh. That don't mean that I don't agree with what they're saying. I just laugh because they said something that was funny to me. There's a lot of stuff that Seven says that it might be cool and it could be actually be real. But when he says it at the time that he's saying it, it's funny as shit because I don't expect it to come from his mouth.
That happens to
That
me
don't
too.
mean he's not right.
Yeah.
But they be over there, they kick it with each other. That's cool. Y'all can kick it with each other. Then y'all start bad mouthing everybody. But as soon as somebody start bad mouthing y'all, you guys attacked me. Okay, well, I'll stick up for my family any day. If you talk about the Africans, I'm a descendant of the African. So now you talking about my family. So don't get mad when I start talking about you. Don't get in your feelings. Bring the same heat you brought when you was talking shit about my family. I'm not finna, I apologize for talking about you and saying this stuff. No, because you don't apologize for talking shit about my family. I'm not going to apologize for talking shit about your family. What the fuck I look like? Like I'm not trying to go and debate indigenous talking points and them trying to prove that they're in native to this land. They're the first people here. I don't care about that. They care about that. Because whenever we get up here and we start talking about us being from Africa, here come one of them. What makes you guys think that you're from Africa? Why do you believe everything that they say? We wasn't even talking about y'all. We was talking about us. Then y'all come in, it's like y'all try to force us to be indigenous African Americans. Oh.
The reason why I think it's kind of becoming more like a belief system than anything, because even if you're not talking anything related to their claims, I think Kenya brought up the example. I was talking in another live about the part of the Yoruba tradition. I was telling them about their science and their stories for what creation was. That's what I was talking about. And then what she heard, because she said it back to me yesterday, what she heard was that I practice voodoo and blah blah blah. So I'm like, and I'm trying to say that we're Africans, all of us as Africans, from me telling a story about the Yoruba system. So I don't know. I think it's a belief system, because you could say something unrelated about Africa, and then they'll say I'm not African, and da, da, da. I didn't say anything about your genealogy. I don't know you.
But some of them, they cool people. But I'm cool on that. You can't move an entire civilization that came from another civilization. So now you got to take the civilization that it came from. You got to take the whole Nile Valley out of the Nile Valley and put it in America. Then you got to show me how they came from America first, and then they got over there. And you can't be like Pangea, because when you line up the Pangea model, are the lands moving away from each other, or are they moving close to each other? That's what I want to know. Because when you look at the map, when you look at all the continents, you can see how they kind of fit like puzzle pieces. So you're going to take South America, you're going to slap that on the west coast of Africa, right? So now we got pyramids. You got pyramids on the west coast of Africa, on the east part of South America. And you got pyramids on the northeast corner of Africa. So show me how they got from the west coast to the east coast without them making pyramids in the middle of Africa. Show me that. Oh, I don't get it at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. It sounds cool when you come out with a TikTok video and you giving people what you think is facts, right? And then the people that don't know that much, they've been following you, and they don't study your information. When I get up here and I tell y'all, I show y'all shit like this, right? I don't just talk, I show you it. And then majority of the time when I go live, I got the article, I got the person who wrote the article, I got the website you can go to. I don't just say shit out of my mouth. So you guys can't go and look up the information. I'm not doing that.
What's good, big bro?
What up?
Ain't much, bro. I see you doing your thing. I can respect it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta show my support. Give you your flowers while you're here. Definitely appreciate this, man. A lot of people not trying to like tap into this. And this is just the truth. People are trying to run away from the truth. People scared of it.
Now don't get me wrong. I think the brother has some good information. But I don't care about that right now. I care about us moving one particular civilization to another part of a civilization, and these other civilizations don't know nothing about them at the time. We talking about dynasties. You got to go all the way to BC time where these people was doing their thing. So now you got to show me these writing systems. I can't get past these writing systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go to early civilizations in the writing system, Egypt ain't even on the map. You can take Egypt off the map with the earlier writing when it comes to language. Because we all know Nubia is older than them.
Well, doesn't Egypt only actually truly mean like the land of slavery? Like,
I don't know what that's if that's what they want it to mean, that's what they want it to mean. But Egypt is a Greek word. So if they find Egypt over here in America, that's a Greek word. It has nothing to do with the Kemites who were originally ruling the land.
well, no, yeah, like it's proven. Like they noticed, but they don't. They hire. It's like I don't know if like you probably clearly know, but they hire people and they pay people to literally misinform everybody, and and it's a fact, and you can look this up. But they actually pay more money to disinform than to do anything. They pay more money on disinformation than they do the military, and they spend a lot of money on the military. So why go out of their way to try to lead us off? Like you know what I'm saying? To lead us astray.
Lead us astray into what?
It's like right now we're in the phase where it's like we all want to be accepted, right? Everybody wants to be accepted because you
Hold
come.
on. You can Copter Crusader, you can come up. His daddy's an archaeologist in Egypt. He was an archaeologist in Egypt.
I needed him on Bigo yesterday.
He'd be the perfect person to talk about this topic.
Oh, he said he's banned. Does anybody have
Oh,
does anybody have an account? Because he needs to be talking about this.
I mean, I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah, definitely out of money. But what I've learned is like when you talk about language and
I'm gonna
stuff,
download the Bigo app, and we can do it tomorrow.
I got the app definitely, so I'll definitely look you up on there. But yeah, I feel like, bro, like language is one of the biggest. Like it tells you all the truth, but we don't know how to use the languages. We don't understand like the root words and the etymologies behind words and the real meaning and truths behind each sound that we make with our mouth. And I think a lot of things play in effect. Like everything is all like a domino. Everything matters. Everything has a purpose. And if we don't know, it's like if we can figure out our language, we can at least understand what everything was meant and designed for in the older days. We can understand every other language because I found out like certain sounds, like for instance, like when I'm saying when I say dyslexia, right? We think like we understand dyslexia as how we understand it, right? But if you actually look at the way that that word is actually made up, it's a compound word of three words: dis, lex, and yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at that, you will understand that to diss something is to go against something. Everybody knows, like you could diss somebody, or if you feel disappointed, or you disgusted, it has a negative meaning toward it. This is like bad or like negative. Then you got lex. Lex is actually law. If you look at the like in Latin and shit, like all these words mean something. Law. And then Yah, we all know Yah is God, right? So dyslexia is going against the law of God. So we call
Oh,
somebody that reads or that can't understand the way that these languages is wording their words, or the way they call it, they say they spell their words. We call that dyslexia, but in reality, the way we live in life is dyslexic. We live life against the law of God, against the law of nature, against the true law of the universe. So we're really the dyslexic